Hi Aries, how are you? Good morning. Today is October 8th. And a couple of really quick announcements. I'm going to do the weekly reading. So first thing, I wanted to warn anyone who watches this that there are a whole bunch of scam YouTube tarot channels. I'm actually going to put a video together so you can see like what to look for. But be very careful. One of the best ways you can figure out if you're watching a scam channel is take the title that they put of the video and search for it in YouTube. If you get one that comes up with a bunch of duplicates, that's a scam channel. Another way is if they don't shuffle on camera. Now there are a couple of legit people that don't shuffle on camera, but look at the cards on the table and listen to what they're saying. If none of the cards on the table reflect what's being said, scam channel. Anyway, I'll put a video together to explain what and how I figured that out and what channels you can look for. Right now I found about like 20, but these people that are doing it are opening new channels every single day and they're making so much money. And of course, YouTube doesn't care because the only thing they care about is advertising revenue dollars, and eyeballs are still eyeballs. They don't care what the content of the video is or if it's being stolen. Second thing, I'm doing the one-on-one still. You can find all the information about that in the description box where we do a live one-on-one reading with me. It's an hour long. And second, thank you to all of my new members. There's about 10 videos up there now. Some of them are just astro reads, extra tarot videos, but also some like sort of academic looks at tarot and numerology, etc. That said, let's get to the weekly energy. So we have a full moon in Aries, big full moon happening, Pluto going direct at the same time. And then on the 10th, I think, Mercury moves back into Libra. So planetary movement this week. If you were feeling like really tired and without energy last week, that is Saturn stationing, that was Pluto stationing. Hopefully you'll start to feel a little bit better now. But let's get to the overall energy for the week of October 8th. Overall energy for Aries, week of October 8th, please. Okay, take that one. Inner peace. Let's see what this one has to say. And these look like two koi fish here. So talking about inner peace. Inner peace is your birthright. Tranquility occurs when you realize that your life is unfolding according to divine planning. Serenity isn't something you have to work for or search for. It exists already within you. To find this inner peace, simplify your life, spend time in nature, and listen to the message of your soul. True peace transcends fear and connects you intimately to the Creator. Breathe deeply and fully, knowing that all is well. Okay, so that's interesting. So it talks about like creating problems where there are none, right? So I write a lot on toxic productivity, which is sort of, it's a psychological thing about work, like people who have to work all the time, who can't do anything that doesn't have a goal. And one of the things that people can do in toxic productivity is to create problems for themselves so that they can solve them. Or if they're bored in their lives, then they mix up a little drama so they have something to do. And in certain periods, especially in periods like this, where there's a lot of planets stationing and kind of stuck in the sky, it's okay to just be still for a minute. And I think a lot of us may have been struggling with that perhaps last week. Okay, so it's a challenge. Here's the challenge energy, just going with the flow, letting things unfold for you, letting things happen. Now, one of the things that's interesting about this full moon is that it's kind of... One of the things I said in the reading about it on the membership channel is that you can't read a book about riding a bike and then know how to ride a bike. You actually have to get on the bike and do it. And so what we're seeing in this other energy here with this full moon and with Pluto going direct is that we may have some anxiety. You know, there may be something we're avoiding doing because we're afraid of the outcome. A step we want to take, but we're afraid to take it because, you know, what happens if things don't work out? And one of the lessons that we've seen unfold for us over the last few months is this concept that we've really leveled up energetically, emotionally, and in terms of what we're able to do, right? And now it's kind of time to put that into practice. So it's like, are you afraid of failing? It's like, well, go ahead and get out there and fail and see what happens, you know? Here we have Odin as the lesson, psychic insight. Your third eye is opening. See the truth for what it is. Follow your intuition, right? So there may be something that you're like wanting to do that you're not doing because you're making up a whole bunch of stories about what could happen if you actually went for it. And so you're kind of blocking a flow of energy by creating anxiety or creating concern. And this one says that, like, tune into your instinct. What does your instinct tell you? What does your body tell you? I had a situation where, like, something I thought I would never tell someone, all of a sudden I had this weird compulsion that, like, I had to tell them. And so I did. And now it's like, now we flow with what happens, with the energy that comes with it. Now I'm getting the chance to, like, walk the talk, put my skills into practice, everything that I've been leveling up over the last few months. I don't have to worry about it. No need to stress. Like, I don't need to stay in a space of stress and anxiety, especially with that Mercury in Virgo, that may have been drumming up a lot of anxiety. And even when Mercury goes back into Libra, there may be some concern, like, do I do it? Do I not? What happens if I do this? What happens if I do that? Where Mercury Libra can get you stuck in analysis paralysis. And this is, you know, this Aries full moon wants you to take the step. It wants you to leave the nest. It wants you to get on the bike. In Italian, we have a saying, which is, hai voluto la bicicletta, adesso pedala, which means you wanted the bike, so start pedaling, right? And this is our opportunity to do that. Putting drummed up anxiety aside, allowing things to unfold, using our instinct as our guide, but also because this dude's, like, pretty armed up, right? Like, knowing that we still have, we're protected, right? So it's gonna be okay. And I saw this beautiful thing on Instagram the other day, which is, it was talking about choices, right? And it says, if you're worried, so goblins in reverse, if you're worried about making a right choice and a wrong choice, it says you assume that the universe has a hard and fixed plan, which it doesn't. When you make any choice, things adjust around that, thoughts, feelings, actions. So there is no such thing, wide open, there is no such thing as a wrong choice. There is simply a choice, and then the consequences that flow as a result of that. So if you're worried about, like, do I do it? Do I say it? Do I call them? Do I take this job? Do I, you know, blah, blah, blah. And here's the two koi fish, you know, like the balance of the scales. They're reminding me of the scales of Libra. And also the Pisces fish. Don't get stuck in your mental energy. Let sort of your feelings be your guide. Let a peaceful, like, what would you do if you had no anxiety or no concerns around that? How would you allow things to flow, right? And just, like, swim towards the next chapter. And remember, your way out of any sort of anxiety right now is through Neptune, because Neptune is in Pisces and is responsible for your intuition, your psychic connection. So tap into that Neptune in Pisces energy to really give yourself the kind of ease and grace you need to flow forward. Now, we have this card here, which is Goblins. Let's see what it says. Sneaking suspicion. Okay, it's often difficult to deal with someone else's issues because they impact your own. No one is perfect, but in this case, you're particularly vulnerable to being manipulated. Don't take this world personally. When the Goblins card arrives reversed, it's a sign to step back with detachment. Don't let other people's stuff lead you into reacting from an old wound. Love yourself unconditionally, set boundaries, and your goblins will fall asleep, right? Love is the only answer. And this is like, especially when dealing with other people, we can like let their anxieties and their traumas and their psychological things that are, especially in an office environment, right? It's like a sociological experiment where you just basically take a bunch of wounded people and lock them in a room together and then see how that pans out. And this is like not partaking in other people's anxieties as well, not creating them first and foremost, but also not jumping into other people's dramas, taking a step back, flowing with the energy, letting things go, you putting your boundaries and your self-esteem and your leveled up to practice, right? It's really time to practice that all the emotional development that we have had over the last few months. And it says here, all manners of opportunities are presented to you at this time. The wide open card is a signal that you're truly able to manifest your dreams and your goals are in sight. Don't remain small and contracted. Instead, expand your horizons beyond what you believe to be your limitations. You have a unique voice that needs to be expressed in the world. The universe is supportive of new ideas and approaches at this time, so speak up and speak out. This card is the sign of the maverick who freely roams the wide open space of possibility. Allow for a greater vision to replace old ideas as you dream a grander dream, right? So, like I said, this energy, this Aries full moon is really about putting fear to bed, getting rid of that fear and moving forward, jumping onto the bike, going for it. Wheel of Fortune, right? Things turning around, situation is shifting. Oh, Two of Cups, partnerships developing, the energy moving around, things moving into more balanced. Maybe starting new partnerships, you may be starting new relationships, but it's like, well, let me get one more card before I say anything. One more card, please, for Aries, week of October 8th. Why do they always end up on the floor? Okay. Another major arcana, the World card, right? So something coming to completion. These are like three of the nicest cards I've ever seen. So energy shifting, things moving, things finally moving forward, especially in your Pluto house, whatever you have going on there. And then Saturn, if you have planets at 18 degrees, Saturn and Uranus have been hammering both of them. That will move at the end of the month and you'll be feeling freedom. So you're going to start to feel a change in the wind, right? New partnerships can develop, say the thing, offer what you need to offer. Don't have any afraid, because things are really starting to come to fruition, right? Things are coming together. They're coming to a culmination. And what you want is possible. Like, this reading is like insanely good here. The watch out that you have to have is where you allow other people's anxieties to let you get off track, or where you create your own anxieties to talk you out of doing what it is that you want to do. This is kind of a fortune favors the bold moment, and knowing that you may not be able to create the like start the thing. You may not be able to control the process or what happens, but you now know that you have the emotional, spiritual, mental, energetic strength to take care of yourself in any situation. You've had practice about getting dropped on your head multiple times, that now, you know, it's like you were thrown in the, sorry, just checking the time there. You've been thrown in the pool enough that now you know how to swim, right? And so this is the moment where go ahead and dive in, because you've been practicing and it's time, right? Like, it's time. Love this. Let me get you some final words of advice. I love the energy on this table here. This is awesome. All right, so can I get some final words of advice for Aries, please? Final words of advice. Okay, so we have Goddess Lakshmi and Dendritic Agate. I can never pronounce that word. This is retarded. I gotta figure it out. Her golden grace. Where is the book? Here we go. Agate. I think it's agate. 8 and a 3. This is an 11. So we bring you the empowerment of her golden grace, Divine Mother Lakshmi, who brings blessings of enlightenment, prosperity, beauty, and good fortune, smiles upon you now. Open your heart to feel worthy of her love when you allow her to grant you bounty, to bless you with her golden grace. She is empowered to shine her divine beauty in the world, to heal, uplift, inspire, and enchant the souls in need. Okay, so here, I'm going to just read this other first part because this is like popped out. So the generous golden grace of the divine feminine has its own way of accomplishing its purpose to uplift, heal, and inspire the hearts of humanity. Where there is fear, which prevents a soul from being open, right? And this is what it's about, having that fear of being closed off, and allowing life to happen. The Divine Mother may respond by wrenching whatever is obstructing the flow of love out of the way. If her fierce intervention is needed to ensure freedom for the soul, then this is what she expresses. Sometimes the harder path is what will truly free a soul from needing to repeat a pattern. So yes, it's about, this says, see the truth for what is. Third eye is opening. Go with the flow. Obstructions are being removed. Things are wide open. It is time. Okay? Things coming together. Movement forward. Say the thing. Make the offer. You know, especially around partnerships right now. Yes, this is the Ace of Cups. Sorry, I forgot to say that before. Ace of Cups, 2 of Cups, 5 to the 6. 10 to 21, 11 in the middle. The really divine energy here. Very exciting. Hope you have a lovely week, and I will talk to you next time. Take care.